Shalom again.
There we go. All right. Let's see.
All right. We'll see what happens.
My stuff's being super slow.
How's the Wi-Fi? Because if it's super slow now,
Well, I'm not on the Wi-Fi.
oh, I'm asking them. 5x5? Question mark. Are we actually live? Is it restarting again?
Is it? I don't know.
I don't know what it's doing.
I told everybody we're restarting. There it is. I just got the notification.
All right. There she is. Hi, babe. That's okay. I super duper love you. I should put my stuff on like do not disturb or something. Yeah. Yeah, so anyhow, we've been super duper busy. What's up, encouraging community?
You see what I said?
What's up, Steph?
What gives, Steph?
Right? Why you want to sabotage?
Come on.
Yeah. So like we were saying, we've been swamped, but we probably got some pretty fun stories to tell you guys about all the different shenanigans we got into. But I think we're still waiting on people to get in the chat. We're 5x5 though, guys. Good.
Just a bunch of shenaniganizers.
Let's see how long the delay talk takes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, there it is. See?
Lima Charlie.
All right. Thanks,
Thanks,
Vic.
Vic.
Thanks, Kermode Barrett. Yeah, so a couple of things is one, I got poo on me, and we're going to tell you that story in a minute. But before we get into that, there was another one I was going to talk about, but I don't remember what the other one was.
I haven't laughed that hard in I don't know how long.
Yeah, so yeah, so it was shitty. So I was underneath. I was underneath an old building, and they had some definitely not the code plumbing. And
this plumbing was all the way wrong in every way.
Yeah, and the fall was going the opposite direction, and we had a section of it that was leaking really bad at the top of the pipes, but the bottom of the pipes, it was still holding whatever went in there.
Yep.
What's up, Hammy? Yeah, and I couldn't get the pipe up enough to drain it, and I knew I was gonna have to cut it, and I knew it was gonna be bad. And so I told these guys, he was up top, and there was another dude up there with him, and I told him, I said, hey, look, I'm gonna have to cut this, and bravely he was gonna come down with me. And
I was like, hold on, Jody, let's figure this out. You know, I'll like try to help you get the shit literally to flow the other direction so that we can cut the pipe and somewhat be clean. He's like, nope, it's impossible. And by the time my feet hit the dirt, I hear my Sawzall going, and
we're in a small
very tight space,
a crawl space underneath the building. Okay, and
oh my god,
go ahead, because he hears the Sawzall kick on, and I'm just going for it, and I'm cutting through this big 3-inch drain line,
and he cuts through this 3-inch PVC, and just like within 2 seconds, all I hear is a gush of like 5 gallons all at once
of you know what.
And then simultaneously we hear Jody like, oh, I got the poo on me,
dude.
I got some in my mouth.
I got some
my mouth was open.
I got it in my eye. It was just everywhere.
I'm gonna have pink eye,
dude. It was so bad. And it was foul. I was like, it was not my funnest moment, but I've had to do it before.
Dude, me and Kyle were laughing so hard.
Dude, it was
like
so bad.
He was drooling. He was laughing so hard.
Yeah, these guys were dying up top, and I'm down there sloshing around in doo-doo water. And hey, look, life of a contractor, man. You know, so yeah,
it was terrible.
So, and you know, and that wasn't really the shittiest part of the week. Yeah, there was other things that were not so fun. I don't know. Maybe it was. Maybe it was the roughest part. Um,
Yeah, I mean,
it wasn't terrible, like any of it really.
no, no.
That wasn't that fun though.
I,
I'm sure it sounded fun.
there was nothing fun about it. It was just, we were doing the job.
Yeah,
Dude, it's
it needed to be done,
yeah.
and we were there, so we just did it. We weren't even there for that, but knocked that out. Got some repairs done that we needed to get done, and continued on with the rest of our week, which was a lot.
But
Man, it
that
was
that counter turned out pretty good.
counter was good. Sink was good. That was a nice little setup.
Yeah.
I don't know that it was high end, but I
No,
mean
it's
it.
nothing high end about
But
it.
it was clean. It was good.
It still turned out good. It's functional is really what they
Well,
wanted.
compared to what was there, it turned out super
Oh my
duper
gosh,
nice.
incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you're going comparison, like that's 10 times better.
Yeah, I'll probably post a pic on my channel of the tile job we do this week. It's gonna be pretty nice. I did one a couple weeks ago. I did one right before we went to Tejas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did one a couple weeks ago, and it was cool, but I was solo, and so it was also in a very hot house off grid, a cabin, and it wasn't that fun to do by myself, but it turned out pretty good. It was kind of plain Jane, but that's what the customer wanted.
But it turned out good.
It turned out really clean. Yeah, it was really, really nice little shower. And when you're off grid and you don't have a shower,
Oh my God! Talk about a life changer.
yeah,
right there.
it was a game changer thing because they have to go to like the state parks and take a shower or use like a little tent shower camping one, and that's not that cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit water.
Trying to
Can
keep.
almost taste it. It's
Yeah.
real.
Yeah, it was
It's
bad.
a real experience.
Oh, and then the other one I was going to tell you guys about. So, in case you're wondering, carpenter bees are vicious. They don't.
They don't give a crap about who you are.
Yeah, they also don't respond to wasp spray at all. It like just makes them matter.
Now, not suffice to say, the wasp spray does kill them, but it doesn't slow them down for the moment that you're spraying them.
Not for a long moment. Yeah, not for a long moment. So, in one of the sheds where I'm at, I was going to get my tools out of there, and I heard buzzing. And when I started, actually, I think I was trying to put one of my saws up out of the rain, and I got over there, and a couple very active, big, they look like bumblebees.
Wiffle bats.
Yeah, actually, so I heard a guy talk about it, and he says that he uses tennis rackets, and I thought that was brilliant. That would have been phenomenal. If
see
I had
that.
a tennis racket or even a freaking badminton racket, that would have been
Right.
great. But I
You
was
can
swinging
swing it fast.
I was
and-
swinging my hat around, running, and they were attacking me. So like when these things attack, and they say, "Oh, they don't sting," the females do, and when they have a hive, which I found accidentally underneath a pallet that was in there.
You should have known better.
Yeah, when you touch a hive or even get close to it and disturb the atmosphere around them, they're very aggressive. And I have been around bees, and I've been around yellow jackets, and I've been around hornets.
What's up, Medic Mouse?
Yeah, what's up, brother?
Sure, man.
I know that like yellow jackets and hornets can get pretty aggressive. These things were like heat-seeking missiles. They were ridiculous, and they didn't give up. I mean, I ran 50 yards away, and it was still chasing me, and every time it'd get close, it would just wham, and it would just hit me. And I'd brush it off, and then it'd hit me again. And to the point where my dog knew what was happening. She ran out to save the day, and I swatted it down, the one that was on me, and she went to get it. It latched on her face, and she's like shaking her face and trying to like get it off, and And you know, of course, she chomps it up because that's what dogs do. And yeah, Dudley got tagged by the same ones. I don't. Maybe Dudley's the one that got him that mad because they're pretty mad now. If you go over there, they don't mess around. But they started chasing me like 2 different times. I got chased out of there, and the last time, what I was trying to do was I was trying to kill them with hornet spray. So I started spraying it, and they came out and they were swarming, hundreds of them. And I haven't seen that many carpenter bees in one spot, but there was hundreds of them. And so I'm just pepper spraying them with this hornet spray, and nothing's happening. I mean, they're just fine. And then all of a sudden, one's on me, and it was so bad. It was so bad. I'm running, squealing, swinging my hat, and I got tagged in the arm. I don't know if you guys can see it, probably not in the camera, but I got tagged in the arm and I got tagged in the neck. And it was miserable, man. And this is days old and it sucks still. Matter of fact, when he came to get me and we were loading up to come to this job, I'm like, hey, bro, let's check this out really quick. And all I saw was about 5 or 6 start to come out of there. And I started running. I booked it. And he was like, just like kind of slightly jogging. But I guess he said that not that many came out. But as soon as like 4 or 5 came out, I started running.
There was a few that came out, but like as soon as he saw him, he took off. I've never seen. I didn't know Jody could move like that.
Yeah, I was
like he jumped in my truck quick.
I was booking, and yeah, I had enough of that. So
I was like, oh. Due to the fact that it was only just a few coming out, I think that he actually killed quite a few of them.
I don't know. Maybe they died after I pepper sprayed them a little bit with that. But
that stuff's so toxic. I mean, they'd have to.
Dude, it's just like when you hit wasp with it, they drop.
Yeah, they do.
These things were like, what? Did you just spray me with something?
Oh, hell no.
Oh, hell no. And then they're like, what's up? And they start charging you anyhow. They don't even care. And yeah, it was epic.
Let's see.
I miss you, babe. I love you.
Palmetto. They're doing the oil on the tractor. There you go.
Yeah.
Brush hogged over a bunch of ground. Ooh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Bunch of ground hornets.
Yeah, ground hornets are terrible, dude.
Followed you for about 300 feet. I believe it.
Yeah, when you get a swarm like that, when they start swarming, I've heard that too, and I've seen it. I've seen the evidence of it. So I had a buddy of mine when I lived in Arkansas. He's passed away now, but he was such a good dude. His name was Dave Barnes, and one of my favorite people. He was awesome. Yeah, love. And he was out fishing, walking the banks, and stepped on a hole, and he was probably 500 yards from his truck when he stepped on him. And he said he made it about 100 yards before they caught up to him. And in his truck and in his shirt, there was hundreds of them stuck to his shirt. And he made it barely to the local the doctor's office. And he was going into anaphylactic shock, and they had to give him an EpiPen. But he had gotten, I don't know, 50 or 60 stings on his back, neck, and face. I mean, they just tore him up. And he had long sleeves on, but yeah, he got tore up really bad. So can be dangerous, especially if you're allergic.
Well, I was telling you that something very similar happened to my great uncle Billy. And I want to say he was like 15. He's passed away since, but for as long as I've known him, he's had these welts from stings all over his body. You know, you take a look at like some of the African cultures.
Oh, where they got the
warriors
scars,
had the scars and stuff. Well, it looked like that, but these were stings. They were permanent.
Wow.
Yeah, all over his body, and solid gentleman, great man, but through and through, man, he had to live through some stuff just because of that.
Ugh, that sounds yucky, dude.
It was bad. I want to say it was ground hornets is what it was.
Yeah.
That did it.
Yeah, that shit sucks, man. Praise the Most High. I haven't found any on my property, but I'm not interested either.
It's a thing.
Yeah, so I saw a hack on how to kill those, man. And they took an electric fly swatter
Yeah.
and like a towel, and they like put it around an electric fly swatter, and then they'd set it over the hole with the clamp on the button, keeping the button on. So like as they're trying to come out, they're getting shocked, and as they're trying to go in, they're getting shocked. You just leave it there cooking them. Yeah.
That's smart.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
That's
I thought,
really smart.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'd like to fry a bunch of those things. Now every time I see something flying, I'm like, ah. Yeah, all week, man. All week I've been in like, I've had trauma. What are you guys talking about in the chat?
They're just talking about, their experiences.
Yeah. Thermite. Yeah, I'm down. Yeah, or Tannerite. Either way. By the way, this is Tannerite Tuesday.
We don't have any tannerite.
But that would be
if we
cool. It
did.
would be really cool if we did. Especially if I was by that freaking hornet, that wasp, that bee nest.
Ammonium nitrate and some diesel. Yeah, that'll take care of it.
Yeah, we don't do those things. But that's a cool suggestion. Also, fireworks. Ooh, that'd be fun.
That would be fun.
Like a Roman candle.
Right.
So what's up? What do y'all want to get into?
Yeah, you tell us.
Yeah, you guys tell us.
What's on your mind?
Or your heart.
We got the Bible.
Yeah, we got some scriptures
We got
out.
all the answers. But it ain't from us.
Who that?
Mojo Psalms. China flag poop, China flag poop, vote for Joe, China flag poop,
Vote
China
for
flag.
Joe. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know that one.
So
We'll just have to see what happens in the chat.
Who's Mojo Psalms?
It could be
Is somebody trying to
well, it could be
satirical?
could be, or it could be
What's that word?
there's a word.
Somebody just trying to be an a-hole in the chat?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens if we're getting we'll see what happens. Ooh, I just naturally went right to Revelations. I wonder why.
Oh boy.
Because this has so much underlined in it.
I had to get a new Bible so I can start underlining more stuff.
Look, that's a hover bee. You see it?
Yeah, it's been hovering for a
Yeah,
minute.
they're cool. They don't do nothing. The bigger ones are a little more aggressive.
Yeah.
The little tiny ones are cool. They just chill. Oh, they can see it on the camera too. See this little hover bee?
Facetious. Good word, Justin. I think that's the word. Facetious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you canning right now, babe? Are you canning tomatoes?
She said relish from the garden.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Relish.
It's like cutting up pickles and relishing them.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Pickling cucumbers. That's dope.
Yeah, that is dope. Make it spicy, babe. Put some peppers in there. Yeah. Make some fun stuff. She made the best.
Dude, that jalapeno jelly was so good.
Yeah, it was fire, dude.
That was so good.
That stuff was crack.
Relish plants didn't do well this year.
You
Well,
know,
that sucks.
so a lot of people's gardens have been struggling in the zone that we're in, and so strategically, I thought about more shade. I heard somebody, I think it was Baron and Pennant, talking about planting like where the trees are because there's something about the ecosystem from underneath the trees. And I thought, well, that's a lot of shade and they wouldn't grow, but evidently it's enough. If you've got just enough sunlight in there, they will. And so I was like, okay, well, what if we plant them in like a really shaded area? And we had a spot from one of our chicken runs where we did ours that had a lot of shade. I noticed last season, so it had a lot of shade. And sure enough, growing them in less full sun, even though the plants require full sun.
Yep.
Because of how hot it is, it seems to be doing better. And then also not container garden.
Dude,
Because
every time I go over there, I'm impressed with how big the plants are.
yeah, because the
They turn out
container,
great.
yeah, the container garden, the soil gets too hot, and you can't keep enough water on them,
Yeah.
and also shade.
That's why we like the wicking tubs. That's exactly why.
Well, we made them out of buckets, kind of the same way, you know. But it's just not enough. It's too small. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Kelt did wicking tubs, and until he put the shade cloth over, they were struggling.
Yeah.
Yeah. But shade cloths for the win, or trees, either way. Oh, here we go.
What you got?
I don't know. It just opened up, and then I was here. I don't know what's there.
Over here
Or over there.
or over there?
It just opened to that page. That's just where it went to.
Well, there's underlines right here, but it's on the other side.
Yeah, camo net. Any kind of shade net that gives it a little bit of shade is super where it's at. Oh. Man, I just hit a button on accident. I hope I didn't put anybody time out or delete somebody. If I did, I'm super sorry.
Oh, someone over here said the tan shirt guy is fire.
Who? Oh, the tan shirt guy's fire?
That's me.
Yeah.
That's me.
Tato.
Yeah, that's my wife.
Oh,
I love you, baby.
wait, what?
What?
That's her?
Yeah, life on our microphone.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that. She got a channel?
Yeah.
Oh, snap, bro.
Haven't done anything with it
I'm gonna
because we've been all over the freaking place.
What's up, Tavar?
But that's been one of the things that we like truly want to do is, you know, pursue our channels, but it's like, how do you do that and then also do life at the same time and accommodate all of the things that have
Yeah.
we're just in a super funky season.
Yeah,
right
it's
now.
super weird.
It's hard.
Yeah. It's definitely hard.
And even whenever we purposely go out of our way to try to establish a time frame and book scheduling and all of that, it doesn't work out.
Yeah, it doesn't
we're
work out,
purposely
or
trying
yeah,
to.
it doesn't work out, or or it's so crazy and chaotic and inconsistent that it's like a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Tomato Queen. Yeah, she used to do the channel. It seems like everybody knows her, knows who she is.
yeah, she's pretty cool. What's up, Oak?
Hardcore in that funk with my channels. Yeah, dude. It's like it's going around. Yeah, and Lauren also does media for work, so it's like, you know,
Part of her get down
ha,
all the time.
that's all she does is media. So like, the last thing that she should want to do is come home and do media.
Yeah.
You know, it's a little different, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's too much extra.
Yeah. Extra, extra. She's like famous. Babe.
So Jetson, like Hasatan busies you up sometimes, so that's true. However, in the same token, there's a proverb against the slothful.
Yeah.
You know, busy hand. What's it? Something about busy hands creates wealth.
Gosh, I know the one you're talking about. I can't pull it
Can't
off the top of my
remember.
head though.
I know Lauren can find it.
Yeah, but idle hands too.
But well, that's the flip side of it within
Yeah.
the same proverb. Idle hands leads to poverty, something along those lines.
Yeah.
But it's true, you know. And when you think about the Hebraic culture in general, you know, when you pay attention to uh, Jews, right, who uh, seemingly have the stereotype of being rich people, or you know, they typically just have money in general. Most of the successful ones, when you sit down and have a conversation with them, is they truly, firmly, fervently believe in the idea of working 6 days a week. You know,
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like we pretty much do, because even if we're not on the clock, there's always work to be done. If you have any kind of animals, or if you've got some kind of little bit of a homestead,
yeah,
there's never time to like, there's rarely time to just chill. For me, it's been pretty busy lately, but it's been a good thing because I feel like we were kind of in a thin season there for a little bit.
yeah,
And when I mean thin, I mean like
super thin.
for this economy, when you're only making about $1,500 a month for a few months, is pretty tight. Um, and that's pretty close to where we were at. We
Yeah,
weren't really, and it wasn't for lack of trying. It was just the season, and I knew like the perseverance of going through that would be good if I just didn't like lose faith.
yeah,
And again, like the Father's always been faithful to like if you want to like provide for your family, and all I have to do is just say the words, and He usually makes something happen. And it's not always like immediate, like right when I say it, but He doesn't always like it. It just organically happens. Like He already knew I was going to ask. He was just waiting.
right,
Yeah, He was just waiting for me to say something. Like, oh, okay, you just got to ask.
right. You know, and there's a testament to that. You know, when you take a look at the story of the prodigal son.
Oh yeah.
I love you, honey. Do what you got to do. I hope y'all are good. I'll call y'all in a little bit, okay, baby? Um, so when you pay attention to the story of the prodigal son, most people hone in on the story of just the prodigal son and the father's response to the son returning. But within that story, there's the story of the faithful son. And he's like, where's my fatted calf?
Yeah.
Like I stayed here. I didn't squander my
Inheritance.
inheritance. Like I've been only faithful to you.
Yeah.
And the father's response to him is, but son, you've had access to this the entire time.
Yeah.
All you have to do is but ask. Just ask.
Yep.
It's true. And how many times have we just forgotten to just ask?
Well, there's something about the return too. You know, the return is where when somebody goes and squanders whatever they have, or if they go and just are out there just doing whatever,
Yeah.
and they return to what they should be doing or where they're supposed to be, there is a celebration, and it is a good and a happy time.
Yeah, not to mitigate that by any means.
Yeah, and I think there's so much to get into in that, because when you think about if you're in a spot that has abundance, most people sooner or later will lose the ability to see it for what it is, like how good they have it,
Mm.
um, and and they forget, they just forget that they have this abundance of blessings. And if you've never, and I know people, there's brothers that I have that have, they just have never had that life where they've done without, to the point where they were super duper in the negative, and there was no resupply coming. And they had to, you have to weather that storm. And these guys don't have that experience. Well, I mean, I made a lot of really poor life choices early on in life. And it was really tough living. And so, like, doing without,
Yeah.
like, really doing without, and like not having any resupply, nobody's coming to save you.
Yeah.
If you have just a taste of that in your experience, it will help you stay grateful and get reminded and know, like, look back, and it's easy to reflect and remember how it is to have nothing. Like, and truly have nothing. Like there's nothing coming. I don't have any money for my bills. I'm sleeping in my car, whatever it is, like, just to have no resupply on whatever level that might look like to you.
Right.
Because everybody could have a different version of that or a different bottom. Mine was super duper ugly, and I highly suggest you don't try it. But if
Highly.
yeah,
Highly.
yeah. But if you have gone down that road, you already know, and I don't have to explain that to you, because the desperation of a drowning man is how you can reflect back to that. Is that you have this desperation in you, just for the simple things, just for basic needs, just for something to eat, or somewhere to lay my head, or for a gallon of gas in my car so I can go, or a plug for my tire that's flat because I don't have even enough for a plug for my tire. Like, just basic little things. And like, if you've had a little taste of that when you're doing good, for long periods of time, don't forget. I see people that forget. Don't forget how tough that was, and, like, the fact that the Father brought you out of that one way or another. It's always the Father. It's not like I did all these things. It's the Father steward me through it, because I'm not that dude that's gonna be like, I'm gonna pull up my pants and
Pull
just,
yourself up by your bootstraps
yeah,
kind of guy.
that's not the thing. And not that there isn't, that I don't have that and have done that, but I recognize, I guess is what I'm saying, is that everything that I have that is good is a blessing from the Father. It's not like something that every bit of every job that I do, whether I bid it, whether I meet somebody in public, whether they find me online, or whatever the case is, all of it is a blessing from the Father, because I choose to recognize that His hand has been on it. I don't just say, like, the world has blessed me. The world hasn't blessed me. The world's trying to kill me.
The world had nothing to do
Yeah,
with
the
it.
world had nothing to do with it. Anything good comes from the Father. And so, although I go to work all week and I work hard for this money, the money is still the Father's, because He's the one that blessed me with the work in the first place, and the ability to go to work, and the skill set to do the jobs that I do. Like, all of it comes back to Him. And I think that if you don't have a resupply coming and you're in that hopeless state, like, that's such a valuable tool to remember. If you're up, if you're up and you're doing good, and you're through that patch or that season or whatever it is, like it's a good thing to have in the hopper for experience.
Right.
What's up, Patty?
Hey, Patty.
See, your chat's so much better. Yeah, my chat on the phone sucks.
Yeah.
Can't see anything on there. It goes by so quick, and then it just disappears. It's so fast.
It's been pretty slow lately.
Yeah, they're not going too hard. I think just listen out a little bit.
Let's see. Steph said Deuteronomy 8:11 through 15.
Deuteronomy 8:11 through 15.
Oh, how about that? I have that highlighted.
Oh, imagine that.
Well, you kind of got to start it in.
Send it.
So, first of all, chapter 8 literally begins with Guard to do every command which I command you today, that you might live, and shall increase, and go in and shall possess the land of which Yahweh swore to your fathers.
Mm.
Establishing context.
Yeah.
Okay. And you shall remember that Yahweh your Elohim led you all the way these 40 years in the wilderness to humble you, to prove you, to know what is in your heart, whether you guard his commands or not. And he humbled you, and let you suffer hunger, and fed you with manna which you did not know, nor did your fathers know, to make you know that man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes from the mouth of Yahweh. We don't live by bread, we live by his word.
Which it goes back to, if you're not in the word, you're dying because you're not getting fed.
Your garments did not wear out on you. Can you imagine that? Wandering in the wilderness, like these sandals they're like 3-4 years old, maybe 3 years.
Yeah, but you don't wear them day in and day out.
Yeah, right. And they're falling apart.
Yeah.
3 years old.
You got like 4x4 chocolates.
They're awesome. They are dope, man.
What? Those are a good brand, and they're falling apart.
Well, I also do stuff that I shouldn't be doing.
Oh,
with
like
flip-flops.
because they're leather and you're like swimming in them.
No, it's like really strenuous activity that's
Oh.
like you should be wearing boots for.
Oh, okay.
And then you like torque on them, and then the strap comes out.
Yeah.
So I really just need to glue them back. But like stuff like that, you're wearing your stuff for 40 years.
She said squirrel. Okay, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Squirrel. So yeah, wearing those for 40 years.
40 years, man. And
Only the hand of the Most High could do that with your
Right.
clothing. It's something as simple as that.
right,
to make it
I can't
last.
hold on to a T-shirt for less than a year without like having moth holes in them and stuff like that. Or,
Yeah, I mean they
you know,
definitely get
wearing-
wear. So I have one hoodie, and it's a thick one. I have one hoodie that is, I think it's about 10 years old, 11 years old. Yeah, it's 10 or 11. Something like that. But it's seen better days.
Yeah.
And I have one Carhartt jacket that's about 17 years old.
Dang.
And it's shredded.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
shredded.
Yep.
The arms are shredded, the elbows are shredded, the shoulders are shredded. But I've had it for so long, you know.
How do you get rid of that?
Yeah, I know.
Of 40 years, man.
Yeah, 40 years that's incredible. All right, keep reading.
All right, so verse 4, your garments did not wear out on you, nor did your foot swell. Your feet didn't swell. Like I can't go a day without like, wearing my boots and being on my feet and all of that.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, my feet are just swollen. They
Well,
they are.
So that makes me think of that verse in Revelations that you go forth like on eagle's wings. You know what I mean?
Dude. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, because you think about it, like he did that at that time.
Right.
So then you're like greater Exodus stuff, like what does all this look like, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just
For
little,
sure.
just a little nugget.
Verse 5, thus you shall know in your heart that as a man disciplines his son, so Yahweh disciplines you. Therefore you shall guard the commands of Yahweh your Elohim, to walk in his ways and to fear him. For Yahweh your Elohim is bringing you into a good land, a land of streams of water, of fountains and springs that flow out of valleys and hills. A land of wheat. You see, now we're getting into what Steph mentioned. A land of wheat and barley, of vines and fig trees and pomegranates, a land of olive oil and honey, a land in which you eat bread without scarcity, in which you do not lack at all, a land whose stones are iron, and out of whose hills you dig copper.
Mm.
Talk about a rich land.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah, for
Like,
real.
a lot of people don't understand the truth of the severity of what a land flowing with milk and honey means. Because both milk and honey are byproducts of something.
Yeah.
So in order to have milk, your cows, your goats, your sheep, whatever, they have to be pregnant. They have to be fertile. They have to be continually perpetuating
Healthy.
this life cycle.
Healthy and fed.
And all of that requires grass,
Yep.
healthy food. And it's not just grass, it's grass full of energy, right? So they're full of health. And then honey. Honey is a byproduct of bees doing what they're supposed to do, and that is pollinate. And if they're pollinating, that means there's flowers, that means there's food on the ground, that means the land is fertile. And not just fertile, but you're also your rocks are iron and you're mining copper too.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Like
Yeah.
the father's like,
Yeah.
hey, here's all this.
Yeah.
Natural resources, have fun.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
The provision of the Most High is good.
Yeah. Now, it's not gold. It's just a different type of what it is. So it's not
Yeah,
riches.
but they came out of Egypt
Yeah.
with all the gold. And,
Yeah, but it's not riches.
Yeah.
Is not what it's saying. What it's saying is that it's everything you need.
yeah, it's you. There's so much utility.
Yeah.
Real quick here, need a restoke.
Oh yeah. Somebody's smoking a cigar right now, and it smells delicious. But I don't smoke anymore.
Hey guys, real quick, I'm very proud of Jody. And did Steph stop too?
Yeah.
I thought so. I thought y'all did it together. I'm
Yeah.
very proud of both of you guys. Jody, this will tell you a little bit that, like, you know, Jody, he found an old pack of cigarettes in his truck the other day.
I did.
And he didn't smoke one right off the bat, but he held on to them.
I did. and then he came in behind me when he was grabbing something out of the truck and tossed them.
I took
And
those
it's-
jokers and threw them away.
It's good that he tossed them because I think it was like later that day or the next day. I was like, man, I really want to smoke. Well, I wonder if the cigarettes are in here. And I looked and they were gone. And and so I asked him. He goes, yeah, I threw them away. And I was like, right on. I said, it's good. It's good. I'm glad you did.
Gotta hold each other accountable
hash-
on that level, bro.
Hashtag flesh.
Yeah, flesh is a real thing. So praise y'all that we have people to hold ourselves
Yeah, and I
accountable on that
I
level.
quit smoking like 2 or 3 months ago.
Yeah,
It's been a minute, right?
it's been a minute.
Yeah.
Suffice to say, so like, I am smoking a cigar, but I am sensitive to the fact that he, you know, enjoyed smoking. So
Yeah, it's
I
not.
asked for permission.
It's
right?
not a stumbling
It's-
block for me.
it's-
It doesn't. bother me.
Cigars aren't a stumbling block, but if I pulled out, you know, some Copenhagen and a pack of Marlboros,
That would be.
That'd
It'd be
be a
harder.
problem.
It'd be harder for me to be around,
yeah,
for sure.
that'd be a problem.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's for somebody out there.
Yeah.
Anyways, be sensitive to the people around you.
Yeah. He was making sure he wasn't being a stumbling block, which I love that about him. He's always that way.
Verse 10. You shall eat and be satisfied, and shall bless Yahweh your Elohim for the good land which he has given you. Verse 11. Be on guard, lest you forget Yahweh your Elohim by not guarding his commands. Isn't that interesting how it is synonymous? You don't keep his commands, you forgot your Most High.
Yeah.
You've forgotten him.
What's the whole duty of man? What's the whole duty of man?
Ecclesiastes 13,
That's
man.
it. The last
Yeah.
verse in there.
Keep and obey the commands of the Most High.
Yeah. Yeah, and I love that. So like, so purpose, right? Like what are you here for, right? And so we all have a purpose. We all have a special gift or a talent that we're good at. Um, and part of our journey is finding that. And the biggest part of our journey is having a relationship with the Father and having enough of a relationship with Him that you know Him
Yeah.
and that He respects the fact that you understand Him and that you listen and that you take the time. So how do you know that you like when you love somebody? What do? You spend time with them, unless they're this guy, and then you don't spend that much time with them. So some of my bros walking by. I know I'm just teasing them, but how do you know what do you do when you love somebody? Is you spend time with them, right? And
Yeah.
so because it's intentional, right? Like you have to make time and spend time with your wife. You have to make time and spend time with your kids. If you're busy, and you have to make time and spend time with the Father and in His Word. Like in His Word, you can see His character. You can also reflect on His character, how He deals with you, because you should be pretty keyed in on that's the Father working in your life. And then in your prayer closet, when it's just you and Him, and you're like falling on your face, praising Him or asking for forgiveness or
Yeah.
asking for guidance.
Can I touch on that real quick?
Yeah.
Maybe this is for somebody, maybe it's not. But there are people out there where they monopolize their time with the Most High in words of repentance. And I do mean words of repentance, not repentance.
Hmm.
Quality time with the Father, it's not, oh, I'm sorry. How would it be if, like, if my wife were constantly apologizing for nonsense, it would be taxing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to hear somebody say I'm sorry all the time. What I need is would be
Thanks, brother.
the fruit of their life to be evident in the fact that they're sorry. At which point, water, repentance,
Yeah, that.
pure.
Yeah.
Okay. It's just the idea of quality time is not repentance. Quality time is you are holy, you are righteous, you are just, you are true. Teach me your ways, teach me your word,
Yeah.
and then shut up. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah. And sometimes He just wants you to hang out in His presence. You don't even have to say anything.
You don't.
You can just be there with Him.
Yeah.
And just chill. That's okay too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like many times I've woken up early with the anticipation of reading the word, and I just felt, nope,
Yeah.
just sit there.
Yep.
Just sit. And sometimes it's synonymous with the idea of just be still and know that I am good.
Yeah.
Because He does that. He'll put you in that. But that's for somebody.
Yeah. Agreed.
Quality time is not repentance.
And by no means do either one of us do any of that perfect.
No.
Not
No,
at all. But like understanding that that's an option and that that's a thing.
But you don't, repentance is not, this is a real thing. Repentance is necessary, right? But after you've repented and you've actually done an about face, you need to forgive yourself. Stop holding yourself victim to what you've done or
Yep.
whatever situation or circumstance is. You need to move on because the Father's already done it. He's already moved on. He's forgotten it. It's the idea. He's taken your sin and tossed it as far as the east is from the west. That's an immeasurable number, meaning it doesn't exist. So move on. Don't hold yourself hostage.
Yeah, for real. For real.
I'm off that now.
Yeah. I love you, bro.
Love you, man.
It was good. I like it.
Thanks.
What's up, Tommy?
All right, real quick, because we've got a few verses left. Be on guard lest you forget Yahweh your Elohim by not guarding his commands and his right rulings and his laws which I command you today. Lest you eat and shall be satisfied, and build lovely houses and shall dwell in them. And your herds and your flocks increase, and your silver and your gold are increased, and all that you have is increased. That your heart then becomes lifted up, and you forget Yahweh your Elohim, whom brought you out of the land of Mitzrayim from the house of bondage, who led you through that great and awesome wilderness, fiery serpents and scorpions and thirst, where there was no water, who brought water for you out of the flinty rock, who fed you in the wilderness with manna, which your fathers did not know, in order to humble you and to try you, to do good to you in the end. You then shall say in your heart, my power and my strength of my hand have made for me this wealth. It was the Most High.
Yep.
And the context here is you've experienced all of this abundance, all of this blessing, all of this, it says right here, you eat and be satisfied and build lovely houses and dwell in them. Your herds and your flocks increase, and your silver and gold are increased, and all that you have is increased. You're living in the entirety of abundance, the abundance and provision of his blessing, and all of a sudden you're like, nope, the Father didn't do that.
I worked my butt off for this.
I worked my butt off. I made this deal and I did that and blah, blah, blah. You've forgotten the Father.
Yeah.
I've been there.
It also helps too, man, like in reflection of that, if you've ever had somebody like steal your stuff. Like remembering how you got it and whose it was really. You know what I mean? It helps bring into perspective like truth. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, there she goes. Came back to life. So there was something you read in there that kind of tripped my trigger for a second, but it said fiery serpents. I mean, are they talking about dragons? I'm just saying, I caught that, and I was thinking immediately, I was like, oh, they have dragons?
Okay, so do you recall the story in the Torah where basically the people are grumbling and complaining, and as a curse, he sends fiery serpents into the camps, and they begin to bite people. So in order for them to be healed and the fiery serpents to go away, Moses builds a bronze serpent on a T-post thing, and it lifts it up, and everyone who looks upon the serpent will be healed.
I don't recall that at all.
Yeah, it's in there.
Wow. I'm gonna have to get back into that. I feel like I missed that one. Maybe it's worded differently.
But it's all of these. So that's just a quick synopsis of the story.
Yeah. Okay.
But all of these things are real. It's all of the blessings that the Father has done, and with this here, he's like, I delivered you from those, and then I prescribed to Moshe the very method by which you would be healed from that bite. All you have to do is look upon it and believe, and you will be healed. Ooh, that's something there. Look upon it and believe.
That's another. There's so much stuff in that, dude. That's really rich with stuff to talk about. Because the getting bit by fiery serpents, that reminds me of the bugs in Revelations that torment men for 6 months,
5 months.
5 months, and they've got like a tail like a scorpion.
Yep.
And I'm just like, oh yeah, that's
And people are like, oh, that sounds like the Apache helicopter. It's not. These are actual literal beings that will come out of the pit of the deep.
sounds terrible, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah,
Terrifying.
yeah. It's like cicadas with scorpion tails and crowns.
Right? But they're like the size of a man.
I'm good off of that, bro.
Yeah.
I'm way good off of that.
And they are not allowed to kill mankind, but only torment.
Ugh.
And the only ones who shall be safe are those who maintain the testimony of Yeshua and guard to keep his commands.
Oh, imagine that.
What?
It's both? I
Okay.
thought all I had to do was just believe and not do anything. Oh, man. Nope. Faith without works is dead.
Oh, there's so much to that. And it's not to say that, I have legit brothers in the faith who are ignorant to the things of Torah, but I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that they love the Father. They give the Father credit for their success. They do all of these things, but they're ignorant in this area.
Well, I think everybody learns on different levels too, man.
Everyone does.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then there's that accountability part where you're only really accountable for stuff that you understand or know to a degree. I mean, there's some stuff, but you know what I mean? It's like if you're seeking, and you miss the mark on something, there's definitely some grace there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. There is grace. He is full of mercy.
What are you guys doing in the chat there? You guys having a good time?
Yeah, I'm not even paying attention.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's any chat on there. We still live?
Patty said, yeah, we're live. Patty said Numbers 21, 6 through 9. Well, what does it say, Patty? What does it say?
That's cold.
You're going to make me read it? Right where my thoughts went, Justin Riddlin. Okay, so let's see.
Josh, if the Father calls us out on a deployment, we usually go right away. But I think we've done some recon. If you're not on, I don't know if they update the website, but if you're on the mailing list, you'll get an email about deployments. And if you have a question on that, you can also email in. We had a guy just go do a recon on the stuff down in Tejas in the Gulf, and there wasn't enough for Grindstone to deploy. I mean, it was funky, but not a full deployment because there's so many resources, especially on the coast. On the coast everywhere. I mean, they're usually heavily populated, and they have a lot of resources. And if it's not like, Hurricane 1 is not super duper bad. Now, I feel for the people that lost all the stuff they lost, but deploying usually is when it's a vast area or a poverty-stricken area.
Yeah.
Like we try to help people that don't, and I'm not speaking for Grindstone, this is my opinion. I believe that in those deployments that we try to help people that are still trying to figure out how to get groceries before a tornado or a hurricane hit. And a lot of the coastal areas are not without resources, even if you're low income.
Yeah, guys, I know what it says. So, Numbers, Patty was just giving the address for the story of the fiery serpents. Yeah. So, And thank you so much. Thank you.
I'm gonna
Numbers
look into that
21, starting in actually verse 5. It says, "And the people spoke against Elohim and against Moshe. Why have you brought us up out of Mitzrayim to die in the wilderness? For there is no food and no water, and our being loathes this light bread."
Ungrateful.
Right?
Ungrateful.
Verse 6, "And Yahweh sent fiery serpents among the people, and they bit the people, and many of the people of Israel died. Then the people came to Moshe and said, 'We have sinned, for we have spoken against Yahweh and against you. Pray to Yahweh to take away the serpents from us.' So Moshe prayed on behalf of the people. And
Kind
Yahweh
of
said to Moshe, huh?
kind of a reflection of Messiah.
Yep.
Intermeeting.
Yep, that's exactly it. I was thinking the same thing. And Yahweh said to Moshe, 'Make a fiery serpent, set it on a pole, and it shall be that everyone who is bitten, when he looks at it, shall live.'"
It don't mean it ain't gonna hurt.
Yeah.
So watch what you say and watch your attitude and heart condition.
So Moshe made a bronze serpent, put it on a pole, and it came to be, if a serpent had bitten anyone, when he looked at the bronze serpent, he lived. And the children of Israel set out and camped in Oboth.
Brings it into perspective, don't it?
Yeah.
I wonder what the fiery serpents were.
I mean, it's hard to say.
I mean, maybe snakes.
I mean, that's my assumption. Is, it says serpent, so when
Yeah.
when I see the idea of a serpent, you just carried a couple hours ago a serpent.
I did. There's a
No.
big serpent
It
too.
was big. It was a what do they call those, king snakes?
Yeah.
Is it a king snake?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not your nope rope guy. I'm
He doesn't like nothing to do with them. I don't mind them. But, I mean, if it's poisonous, I'm a little more leery. But yeah, this snake was super chill. It was in my buddy's chicken coop, and they asked me not to dispatch it, to just remove it and move it away because they eat poisonous snakes. So that's what I did. But I played with it for a little bit too, so.
yeah, you did.
I didn't really want to touch it. I still ended up touching it. I was trying to grab it with some grabbers.
Yeah.
Just because snakes, I don't know if you guys know about snakes, they just smell bad. Yeah, they have a funky smell to them. Something about that unclean. I don't know how much longer we're going to go on here, fam.
What do we got? How long are we? 63 minutes?
Yeah, just over an hour.
That's a full hour.
Yeah.
Hot diggity dog. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
long time. We got a movie to watch.
Yeah, and we got some fellowship with some broskies.
And a shower to take.
Oh, yeah.
Well, a couple of showers.
Couple of showers, not
the
one.
same
Yeah,
shower, just-
we believe in conserving water, but not like that. Nah, he don't want nothing to do with this big furry panda.
No.
It's kind of gross.
No, thank you.
Yeah. Oh, what's up, Journey and John?
There we go.
Yeah,
Now
we're probably gonna get off here and go say hi to some bros and chill out for the night. Take a shower, put a movie on until we get heavy-eyed,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna be hard back at it tomorrow.
But guys, thank you so much for coming on here.
Yeah.
We enjoyed it.
Yeah, for real. I
We
miss you
had
guys.
some really good talk. Touched on some amazing points.
Yeah.
This
Not gay if you're conserving water. Justin, you're terrible, bro.
well, okay
But,
then.
I mean, Justin said it, so it must be true.
That's great.
Yeah, Bob is live. I might jump over there and say hi for a minute. Love you too, Patty. All right, guys, shalom.
Shalom.